What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a new edition of Value Hunting as we get ready for some SORARE action heading into game week 9. We're going to take a look at some of the best value plays that we can find, poke around on the marketplace a little bit. But hey, if you are new to SORARE and this is your first time here, thanks for being here. Subscribe. But do me a favor, sign up using the link below in the show notes. It's going to get you started for free. You don't have to spend any money. You immediately get 20 free common cards. You can play for free. You can also get a new daily drop, so a free card every single day. But if you do decide you want to dabble a little bit and you buy 5 limited auctions, you get a 6th one free. So it's fun and it makes us look good. And as always, we're going to be using Momentum Labs. You can find a link in the show notes to them as well if you want to subscribe for Momentum Labs to use all of our projections for our SORARE stuff. And again, they're just projections. None of this is financial advice. We're just poking around a little bit. And we'll also dive in a little bit to just see, I'll just recap a couple of my lineups as we look in the current week that we're in right now. But let's get us started. The first thing I want to do is take a look at the schedule for the weekend. So a reminder, game week 9 is for the weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So on Friday, we see Miami and Washington. We get Charlotte and Cleveland, Milwaukee and Philadelphia, Orlando and Chicago, Indiana and Houston. I feel like that one might have some fantasy goodness in there. OKC and Memphis, we get Shea and Ja this weekend. Denver and Dallas, that one is interesting because I'm sure, as you've seen, a lot of Denver has been hit with the illness and unclear if it's COVID or just a cold going around. But we could see some value pop up because we've already seen Nikola Jokic is ruled out tonight. Who else? There was another one, not only Nikola Jokic, but Bones Highland is ruled out. So something to pay attention to there, and we'll take a look as we get going. Boston and New Orleans, which that'll also be a little spicy. Zion missed last night's game. Hopefully he's back. Phoenix and Utah, New York and Golden State, and Detroit, Los Angeles. Just a few games on Saturday with Toronto and Atlanta, Orlando and Indiana, Minnesota and Philadelphia, Utah and Portland, and then the nightcap with San Antonio and the Clippers. And then a few more games on Sunday than we normally get, actually. New York and Phoenix in the middle of the day. Then we get Charlotte and Washington, Detroit and Sacktown, Memphis and Brooklyn, Miami and Cleveland, Golden State and Houston, Denver and Dallas again, and then San Antonio and Los Angeles. So that's what we're looking at for the slate this weekend. Let's see what the upcoming stuff we have for game week 9, right? So we have still the common contender and champion. Those are your free contests. You got limited contender, limited champion, rare contender, and rare champion. Those are the contests I'm going to be participating in because I don't have those big dollars or the big ETH for the super rare and the unique stuff. So that's what we're looking at. Let's move over to Momentum Labs. As you can see over here, I'm going to pull up the SORARE projections. I'm going to blow this up a little bit so you can get a better angle at what we're looking at. And then let's dive into some of the stuff. So the big thing about value hunting, we like to look under 20, under a cap of 20. It's easy to be like, hey, I think Luka is a good play. And Jan, like, yes, we know. But looking at that cap of 20 to find some of these cheaper, more balanced plays that allows us to either, go across the board in like the 30 to 25 range or be able to spend up for like a 40 cap type play. So let's scroll down here. And again, I should also say, actually, before we really dive into the projections, just a reminder. So it is Wednesday. We're doing this a day earlier than we normally do because of my schedule, but it's important to pay attention to any of the NBA news, right? So any injury news all of a sudden changes the value either negatively or positively, and that affects like some of our plays this weekend. So what I would recommend is this Friday. So what's today? This 16th, November 18th. Tune in at 5:30 Eastern time. We're going to be doing a live stream, a live before lock. Our man Gnome is going to be coming on the show, and we're going to be breaking down all the NBA injury news, looking at the projections and how they've shifted, try to find some like last minute deals, and then lock our lineups in as we go. We've thrown out some winners in there. We talked a lot about Delano Banton this weekend, who put up like a 50 bomb. We've just been, throwing out some alpha, some sweet alpha. So get in there for the live before lock shows. We usually give away something too, which is pretty spicy. Speaking of which, I'll announce the giveaway winner from the last value hunting show that came out Sunday night on Friday. All right, here we go. So back in the projections, I'm actually going to blow this up a little bit more. Is this too big? Can you guys see this? All right. So here we go. Let's scroll down. We're in the caps of the 30-ish range right now. Let's go look in the 20. Let's go look in that sweet 20 spot and work our way down. So DeAndre Hunter has been popping a little bit. Although DeAndre Hunter, I think they have 1 or 2 games. He's really scoring dependent. He doesn't hit us with a lot of the peripheral stats. And for a cap of 20, I feel like we can just do a better job. But I will say cap of 20 with a projection of 20, almost 27 points. That's pretty good. We like when we beat that projection score or the cap score. Caleb Martin, who had a really solid game the other night, he's going to cap a 19 with a projection of 22. I don't know. It's not my favorite. Andre Drummond popping a little bit here, but now getting into the John Conchar news. So we saw last night that Conchar actually continued to have a pretty solid role, even with Jaren Jackson Jr. coming back. And the reason being is that Desmond Bane missed a handful of games, is going to miss a handful of weeks, right? I think it's 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, an ankle sprain. So Conchar, Dylan Brooks, those types of guys who don't have like huge caps. Let's actually look at Brooks in real time here and see what his cap is. He's got a cap of 27. Honestly, I don't love that. I'd rather just go back to Conchar. I feel like that's a better play there with a cap of 17 and a projection of 25. And like I said, they have a pretty good matchup, right? So if we go back to the schedule, on what was it? Sunday they play Brooklyn, and we just saw Brooklyn give up 150 points to the Kings last night. And then on Friday, who they got Oklahoma City, which they also are big fans of giving up points. So I think Conchar is kind of a sneaky play for the weekend. A cap of 17. I don't hate that one. Jeremy Sohan, we've talked about him every single week. He's actually slowed down a little bit. He dealt with a lot of foul trouble in last night's game against Portland. Didn't really get there, but a cap of 17. I mean, you could do worse. Torrey Craig, we've talked to death about the Phoenix guys. They're still going to be considered solid plays while they're missing guys like Chris Paul, who I believe is questionable for their next game. So we got to pay attention to the Chris Paul news. But with Cam Johnson out, Torrey Craig's going to continue to fill a role. He's fine. He's fine. Jordan Goodwin's caps up to 17. Kyle Anderson. I don't know. I feel like out of this range, I'd rank him Conchar, Sohan, Craig, and then I don't know. I don't think I would touch anything. We saw Dorian Finney-Smith last night put up 21 real-life points with like no peripheral stats. Dorian Finney-Smith's fine. I like him more as a real-life basketball player than a SORARE play. So I don't know. All right, let's get down to the 16 range. Denny Avdia from the Wizards has been pretty solid with Bradley Beal out, but I'm assuming Bradley Beal's going to be back soon. So maybe we see his cap come down a little bit. Jalen Williams, who we've talked about for like 8 straight weeks now. I watched a lot of that OKC Boston game, and he seemed a little bit more aggressive getting his shots up. And there's going to be so much attention on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because he's turned into like an MVP candidate. So Jalen Williams should get open shots. He should play 28 to 32 minutes a game. I like it. You're betting on a rookie continuing to grow. Sure. Cap of 16. I think that's fine. Cap of 16 with a projection of 22. Basically the same projection as Denny. I think I would lean Jalen Williams there. Now we're in the cap of 15. Cade is going to continue to miss a few games. We also saw Beef Stew. Isaiah Stewart went down for the Pistons. He's going to miss a little bit of time. We pay attention to the Corey Joseph news, but Killian Hayes' minutes seem to be pretty stable. He's shooting the ball a little bit better now. Cap of 15, projection of 20. Sure. Nembhard for the Pacers. Well, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield tweeted something out, and then all of a sudden Lakers Twitter went wild because it looked like the back of Rob Pelinka was in an airport going to Indiana. Here's my question, Lakers fans. Does Pelinka really need to go to Indiana to decide if they need to bring Buddy Hield in? Like, we just went through the pandemic. We figured out how to use Zoom. You got League Pass, Rob. You don't need to fly into Indiana to decide if Buddy's a good fit, if Buddy is a better fit than Kendrick Nunn. Anyways, shout out Lakers Twitter, though. Always a blasty blast. Let's keep moving. And so anyways, if somebody like Buddy Hield gets moved, Nembhard starts getting more minutes, I think he's fine. Jalen Knowles kind of come back to earth, right? He was someone that we were really excited about. And then all of the vibes in Minnesota went to shit. And since then, he's kind of slowed down his production a little bit, as well as the rest of the Wolves. I still like Jalen Knowles, but so far, the guys that are standing out to me, Jalen Williams, Nembhard, and Conchar, probably my 2 favorite plays under 20 so far. Let's see what else sticks out here. Cam Reddish, who is starting for the Knicks now. Cam Reddish, the one nice thing about Cam Reddish, right? He's got a cap of 14 and projection of 17. Cam is going to have those games where he goes for like 35 and 5. But he's also going to have games where he scores 8 points. So Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde with Cam. Luke Kennard actually left the game last night and didn't return, so I'd probably stay away from Luke Kennard. They also just have so many dudes. Like, you're really banking on the Clippers deciding to sit a couple of guys. The Clippers also played 3 games this week. How many Clippers had this weekend have the game against San Antonio? And is that it? The game against San Antonio. So I think that's it. So they only have 1 game this weekend. I think you could find a better spot. You can probably find a better spot than Luke Kennard, in my opinion. Reggie Bullock. Hey, he hit a couple of shots last night, and that's the first time he's done that this year. So maybe it's Bullock season, right? Maybe variance comes back. Otto Porter Jr., baby. Here we go. Otto Porter Jr. No, I'm not playing Otto Porter Jr. Not today, not tomorrow, not in 2022. I don't care what the injury situation is. Go play some other dudes. Otto Porter Jr. has to go for like 6 for 8 from three in order for you to get there. Okay. Another good, like real life basketball player. But the Raptors situation we do have to pay attention to. Like, will Fred VanVleet be back? Gary Trent Jr. Are all those guys going to return? If that's the case, it really limits some of the upside of those guys like Banton that we saw. Thad Young is someone who's been benefiting. Thad Young's been playing really well, by the way. Jeff Green. Okay. I want to talk about Jeff Green for a second. He's got a cap of 13, projection of 15. Everything I'm about to say depends on the Jokic news and all that stuff. And this play might not even be sneaky after tonight. I think a lot of fantasy players are going to see, okay, Nikola Jokic is out, DeAndre Jordan time. I get it. DeAndre Jordan plays some of the backup big minutes. I don't see a world in which DeAndre Jordan's playing 30 minutes a game. I just don't see it happening. I also don't think DeAndre Jordan's good. And I think Jeff Green might get a little bit more run here. And again, I will be able to listen. You want to be frisky. You pick this up now. Maybe he goes for like 20 points tonight, like 20-5, and then you can just flip it. You don't even have to play it if you don't want to. But I do think we're going to get a much better feel for what the backup big situation is. Again, we got to look a little bit more into the Jokic thing to see how much time he's going to miss. Like if it's the sweet Coco, and that he misses the weekend, I think somebody like Jeff Green's kind of interesting. So again, I think this is a light projection because we don't really know, but Jeff Green is a little sneaky in my opinion. Isaiah Livers, man. So I got hyped about him the other night when they ruled out. We already knew Cade was ruled out. Then Corey Joseph got ruled out. I think Livers put up like 16 actual points. We can actually look at that on SORARE in a little bit when we look at my lineups from this week. Isaiah Stewart's out now too. I know it's not a direct correlation. You probably go the Marvin Bagley route, who got his first start, or even a Jalen Duren. I don't hate Livers if Joseph's gonna miss some more time. He's gonna get some cracks at it. I think it's like a cheap dart throw. Cap at 13, projection of 14. We can probably do better though. All right, here we go. Cap at 12, TJ McConnell. Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get hyped about any of these guys. TJ McConnell is fine, but I don't love it. Cap at 12, projection of 17. I don't know. You're going to need some more injury news. I think you're better off with Nembhard. AJ Griffin. I think he needs somebody to be out to really get there. Like they either need a Hawks blowout or they need like John Collins to miss some time. Not John Collins, but like one of their wings to miss some time. So I think I'm gonna be off the AJ Griffin train. But again, we pay attention to injury news. He's someone that will like really vault into a good spot if that happens. And then Dwight Powell. I'm just not buying the Powell hype. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay. We've seen it too many times. They got Maxi Kleber's back and doing some stuff. Christian Wood's doing some stuff. I know Dwight Powell's going to start, and I know McGee's going to miss some time. I just don't want to go there. Here we go. Look at this. Thad Young. Cap of 11, projection of 21. Again, a lot of this depends on the injury news in Toronto, but I think Thad's going to continue to be a good play. Let's actually see how Thad's price is moved over here. We're going to look at limited because we are poor. But let's look at Thad Young, baby. Thaddeus. Oh, I got to spell his whole name. Is that what you're telling me? All right, let's look at Thad Young. Whoa. Oh, no, okay. Let's look at lowest price for manager sales. $11. I don't hate that. I don't hate that for Thad. That's something to pay attention to. Damian Lee, we've talked about a lot. The Suns, I don't know. I'm not buying it. Matisse Thybulle is fine. I think Thad Young's the best play in this range. Landry Shamet face, he's got concussion symptoms. He's listed as out right now, so pay attention to that. D Rose, whatever. All right, so Thad Young, let's add Thad Young to the list. These other guys are not my favorite. Marjin Beauchamp, right? You're going to see he smashed the other night. I think he went for 20 real life points for the Bucks in the loss to the Hawks, I think it was. You got to remember Drew Holiday is going to come back. There's some weird rumors. They're trying to move Grayson Allen. Chris Middleton's going to return sometime. I don't know. Let's see what Beauchamp's. I don't think Beauchamp's a good play at this point. I think we missed the window on it. And if he's doing anything spicy here for price points, 16, I'd probably just flip it. I like Beauchamp. I think the Bucks really like Beauchamp, but more of a role player, right? Here we go. Romeo Langford. He's missed some time from those sweet COVID protocols. I'm sure like his cap's now down to 7 with a projection of almost 12. If we look at Romeo, let's see what Langford's at, because I think he could be kind of a solid play when he returns. People forgetting People forget about Romeo. He's got $5, right? So you could do worse. You could do worse there. Um, and then that shit gets ugly. That's really it. So looking at the value, right? We've got at the real cheap end, cap of 7. Romeo Langford sticks out. Then I would Romeo Langford and then Thad Young, probably my two favorite like super cheap plays. I'm not buying the TJ McConnell. I'm not buying this 12 cap range. So we're still at 2. I'm not buying the Otto Porter Jr. stuff. Jeff Green. Jeff Green is the spicy one, but you can wait till tonight. Wait for more information. Jeff Green's spicy. Nembhard is fine. And then we had Denny Avdia, Jalen Williams. I liked both of those quite a bit. But John Concha, baby, Johnny Concha. That's going to be my favorite play. I think they like him. I think they like him over there in Memphis. He's going to continue to play. Let's go over. I'll quickly just kind of take a peek at what I'm sweating right now. I got a couple decent ones. This limited contender is kind of fun. This is for week 8, so I still have one game left of Jalen Green, Keldon, Big Body Johnson, Man, Sumner, and Livers. So if I can get a little love from Liv, maybe get Keldon Johnson over the 40 spot. This right now, when we look, is projecting for a limited tier 2 and sitting at 388. So we don't hate that. And then the other good sweat we have is this rare 2. This rare contender, excuse me. So I got one more game of Draymond. That bombshell 68 of Jordan Poole when Klay Thompson sat for the Warriors. Terrence Mann, 26 will take it. Jeremy Grant continued to play out of his mind. And then some garbage time. Cam Thomas got me up to 20. And right now that's projecting for rare tier 2. But I think that has a shot at moving up a little bit. I think if we get a ceiling game from Draymond and then maybe I don't know, the Nets kind of suck. Maybe we get some more Nets stuff. As always, thank you guys for hanging out and tuning into this stuff. Do me a favor, share this with other people that you know that are into SORARE or just into good content. But I appreciate you all being here. Make sure you like it. Throw some comments in there just to boost that algo. If you haven't signed up for it yet, look in the show notes. We have a bunch of stuff in the show notes for you. You can join our Discord where if you join the YouTube VIPs, you get a private gated SORARE community where we kind of talk through some stuff. So join the Discord, sign up for Momentum Labs, and then of course sign up for SORARE if you haven't done that. And then listen, we'll see you Friday at 5:30 for that Live Before Lock show with our boy Noam joining. We'll be giving away some stuff, having some fun.